Something I see a lot of as riders work to progress through the track riding ranks is frustration from some of those riders that want to progress quicker. In this video, I want to offer a little perspective of track riding progress and why you're probably expecting a bit too much from yourself. Looking back at my time coming through the track day ranks, I'd categorise my personal rise through them as nothing more than steady. In my earlier years, my feelings were very strong that I was not making progress as quick as I would like. I would guess this came from comparing myself to those around me, and as ridiculous as it probably is, a big yardstick for me was how long it was taking me to get my first knee down, something that I felt took centuries to finally achieve. But as I became more experienced and then moved into trying to help others in their efforts, I came to realise that my steady and at times frustrating progress was actually very typical. Now, there will always be people that venture into track days and go very fast, relatively speaking, in a short space of time, though they will tend to have mishaps more often and crash more frequently too. But outside of these riders that manage to turn the fear of crashing switch off and just go for it, typically rider progress will be steady and incremental. The trouble with this is that this type of progress is also met with a good helping of impatience. By that I mean the feeling that you're just not coming on as quick as you'd like, or that you've stagnated at a certain level altogether to the point where it makes you unhappy. It's probably not outright skill. There could be a whole host of reasons why someone may be faster than you, and if you're a rider who's taken the time to learn proper track craft, it's probably not outright skill. At track day level, even if you know the rights and wrongs of track riding and you can perform them with a decent level of competence, someone with far less competence could still come along and blast past you simply because they have the confidence to brake later, run more speed into corners and get on the power earlier. Their technique could be sloppy as hell, but doing those things the way they do will ultimately mean they go quicker. But that doesn't mean they're a better rider than you. It just means they've been able to use more of the bike's potential in the places that translate directly into faster lap times. Are you riding enough? This point isn't even specific to track days. If you're not getting enough practice in something, progress is going to be slow, if there's any progress at all. To confess, I am what Jeremy Clarkson might call a recreational golfist. As such, I casually play a few rounds of golf a year, very rarely go to the driving range, and as such I get around a course in the sort of score you would expect. Every time I approach the first tee on a new round, I'm hopeful that I'm going to see improvement, but apart from a few uncharacteristically good days, I get around in much the same score as I have for the last 5 years or so. The truth is that I just don't play or practice enough to ever get substantially better, and performance riding is no different. If you're only doing 1 or 2 track days a year, it's unreasonable to expect huge leaps in speed and proficiency. Knowledge is valuable, and you can make progress as a rider simply by learning or gaining perspective, but if you physically cannot practice it, you're not going to actually get any better. Another thing to consider in this is that plateaus are normal. Even if you do manage to get out more frequently, there will still inevitably come a point when you experience a plateau. This is completely normal in any sport. Athletes will often experience periods of stagnation and feelings that they are stuck. The good news I have for you here is that with continued practice, these periods of stagnation will eventually be met by a surprising leap forward in performance. It's difficult to explain because it could come from anywhere, but it's as if something clicks and all of a sudden you can perform that much better. It could be from understanding an aspect of your riding a little deeper, or gaining the confidence from somewhere or someone to go past a previous limit. But eventually you will see significant improvement. Try to have a little patience. It's difficult, trust me, I know. You want to lean that bit more, but your brain stops you. You want to get the knee down for the first time, or maybe more regularly. You want to not roll off 3 miles away from the corner and then coast all the way up to it, and then have that feeling that you could have gone much faster. Basically, you want to be a much better rider and you want it now. Unfortunately, for us safety-conscious, methodical riders, it doesn't really happen like that. The truth is that it takes time and continued practice to get where you want to be, but with it, the results that you want will absolutely come. But I appreciate that this doesn't really help you get where you want to go any sooner, but recognizing these traits and accepting them is a good first step to setting yourself up for progress. Not only that, but hopefully it means you can cut yourself a little slack when maybe you see a rider you want to ride with pulling away, or the lap timer not showing you the number that you want to see, ultimately meaning less time feeling crap. Because after all, we're in this for the fun, aren't we? So whereabouts are you in your track riding journey, and how have you found your progress so far? Tell us about it in the comments down below. And as always, if you like the video, then please hit the button and subscribe to the channel for more performance riding advice and guides moving forward. Take care.